Hello, my name's Duncan and welcome to Back Away from the Donkey Bath Books. I'm here today with a tag and I've not done one for ages, and I was tagged by Gavin at Genre Books to do this. This is Oh, the Places You'll Go tag. It was originally done by Gareth at Book Songs and Other Magic, so pop across and see both of those. And it's a really interesting tag actually. It's one of the best ones I've seen for quite a while. So I have my notes here because I have to write lots of notes for it because I didn't know what I was doing. So we will jump into it. I can't remember how many prompts there are because I've not written numbers by them. But it was all to do with Dr. Seuss or something. I don't know much about Dr. Seuss, the prompts. But anyway, it's about places and travel and bits like that. So prompt number 1, which direction you choose. Book prompt. What is the first place you go to in a bookstore? Okay, I've not been to a bookstore since 2006. Okay, I moved here in 2006. And this is an island, and we basically have, it's a sort of bookstore, but it's not really a bookstore, and I never go into it. And that was the last time I probably went into one. So when I used to go in bookstores, I think the first place I probably went was the science fiction sections, but I can't remember. As I said, I've not been in a bookstore since 2006, and for somebody on booktube, that's a weird admission, isn't it? So yeah, question number 2. I've already got over that one. Life prompt. What's the biggest life decision you made that has impacted your life? Okay, we relate this to the first question. It was moving here. I moved from Chichester, right on the south coast in West Sussex, all the way up here to Orkney, which is off the hit John O'Groats on top of Scotland and keep going. And we're between Shetland and the mainland. But yes, and that was the biggest decision I made, and it's the best decision I ever made. I moved up here for work, and I'm still here since around 20 years later, and could not see myself moving anywhere else at all. I'm no longer in that job because I have to now care for my wife full time, but I'm still here and I still love it here and couldn't see myself living anywhere else at all. Or if I did live anywhere else, it would be over on mainland Scotland. But yeah, so that's the biggest decision I ever made in my life. What's really weird is before then I'd moved, I think I worked out that I'd moved places to live 20 times in about 10 years, and that was all to do with work. So I've been in this house now for 11 years, so it's the longest I've ever been in one house. But anyway, that's enough of that. Next prompt number 3, I think. Yes, too smart to go down any not so good street. It's probably meant to rhyme, and I'm probably meant to sing it in verse or something. But the prompt is, what did you used to read that you don't read anymore? I can't actually, I was trying to do my mind for this, and I actually can't think of anything. Bar those funny little plastic rubber books that kids used to get in baths, which I'm not sure I ever had any as a kid. I'm not sure they were produced when I was a kid. Don't know. Or the big paper ones, but yeah, I really can't think of anything. If I used to read it years ago, there's probably a good chance I still read it now. Okay, next one is, you'll be seeing great sights. Book prompt, pick a book with a attractive cover. Okay, this is one-on-one. My favourite, probably my favourite cover artist is Bruce Pennington. Maybe Jim Burns, but let's go Bruce Pennington. So I've got a load of his books here with his covers because I adore his artwork. So I'll start you with the June cover, which is gorgeous. Actually, I've got the piss take, one of the piss take of Children of June somewhere. My friend sent me anyway. Devon in a Forest, Gene Wolfe. Obviously, a lot of these Gene Wolfe covers a lot, which I love that one. It's a great book to read as well. I picked up, just sort of grabbed a couple off the shelves. Claude the Conciliator, second book of the Book of the New Sun. And look, they're just so detailed. And The Shadow of the Torturer. And that all goes around there. And then I've got this ones, which I've never seen anybody at house actually, which is Penguin's versions of the Thieves' World books, edited by Rob Asprin. And these are all Bruce Pennington's, though I must admit I don't think they're his best work, but I will show you those anyway. that's probably the worst one of the lot. I'm not sure what one there. But you can tell it's Pennington, actually, if you look at the back. The way he does the arches. This one, I'm sure I've seen as a cover in a couple of places. This I love. So as always with Pennington, they go around and they're just really complex. And that one there. These were published early 80s, I think, these copies of them. Now I've also got his book. And that cover there, I think, was on a Brian Aldiss. That was on a Brian Aldiss book. And see what we've got here, I can show you. Time of Changes from Robert Silverberg. Earthworks, Brian Aldiss. That's where that was from. It tells you in there. Oh, this is a great one. And look through book to show people pictures. This is from A Princess of Mars. He did a cover for one version of that. I need to get that copy with that cover, I think. And that's the one I was really going to show you, which is that's one of the Book of the New Sun ones. Gorgeous. So you can see why he's my favourite artist anyway. I've got a few of his other books back there with his covers. You know, even if I don't like the book, artist, the author, I buy the books because they had his covers on. That's just me. Anyway, next prompt, okay, is what is the most beautiful place you visited? I'm going to be very biased here. I think the Scottish Highlands and Islands, and I'm biased because I live here, but I adore it. I adore the countryside. The Highlands is just so different when you go up through the Highlands. It's so different. And the islands, like Orkney is very different to Shetland. I had somebody once, the doctor once described me as Shetland as some really nice coastal things with a bog in the middle, which I don't think does it justice, but and Orkney's a bit greener, but we've got hardly any trees. But then you go to Caithness, right at the north, and Thurso, and go down through the Highlands, and you get all the rolling hills. It's gorgeous, and I love it here, and I love Scotland. So, yes, that's me. I'm biased. And then the next one is, you'll be the best. It's the next prompt. What do you feel confident you know a lot about with regard to books? Probably confident about a lot of sort of 70s, 50s, 60s, 70s science fiction, probably 40s as well, but I don't really know. Do I brag my knowledge or something? I know stuff. I don't know. Life prompt. What would be your specialist subject on Mastermind? I don't know whether you get Mastermind in the States, but it's a program that basically questions your subjects. And I would pick Ernest Shackleton and The Voyage of the Endurance. I've got a couple of books on it. I'm not the most knowledgeable person on it, but if I was on that program, I'd sit there and study the hell out of it. Because it's just such a great sort of story and real life story. And it's just fascinating how he survived it. So yes, that's what I do. Next one is accept when you don't. Book prompt. What kind of books do you feel you don't relate to? Romance was one of them, which I don't really do, but occasionally I pick up the odd. I've done a couple of Mills and Boon in my time, and I've got a couple more that I'll do at some point, so I won't totally give up on it. And self-help books. I won't really touch those. That's it. And the life prompt that goes with this one is, what is something you stopped doing and you've given up on? Watching and listening to the news. I have recently managed to avoid the news, radio, TV, internet. There's a bit on my blog about this, actually, how I'm doing this, so that I basically don't see or hear any news, because there's not a lot I can do about most of it, and I'm sitting and me stressing about when Donald Trump's going to announce the first Hunger Games before his weird totalitarian Nazi state that he's inventing appears. I don't know, but yeah. So I've given up on the news and everything to do with that, and I try and avoid stuff like that now. And that's all to do with my mental health as well, because it's stuff that I can't control, that stresses me. Why do I do it? And I have an obsessive nature, and I obsess that I see stuff, and even if I can't do anything about it, I will obsess over it. So avoiding it is the best option for me. I know other people can dip in and out of these things and don't have any issues, but my brain does. The waiting place, book prompt. Name a book that you're excited to read that's on your TBR. Well, I don't really have a TBR. I sort of vaguely make it up as I go along. Occasionally I agree to everything. So I'm excited in the next book I'm just about to start, which is Imperial Earth by Arthur C. Clarke, because part of a buddy read with Gavin over at Genre Books. And I'm excited because I've not read it, and let's see what it unfolds. Life from what in general are you looking forward to most this year? I'm looking for a bit of summer, for it to stop raining for a while. I'd love for my wife's health to improve enough so that we can go out in her wheelchair to do some dog walks. And that is the smallest thing in the world, but I would love to be able to do that. Balance act. Talked about balancing your time between life in general and putting out content on YouTube. Well, I don't put content because I hate the word content. I put just stuff. Yes, I sometimes struggle to put time because, as I said, my basic daily life revolves around looking after my wife, and sometimes I'm really, really tired after that. But it is what it is. You do what you can. And there's not really much I can say about that. So I should be tagging people at the bottom of this, but everybody I can think of has already been tagged, I think, because I remember seeing Gareth's long list of tags and even Gavin's. So if you've not done it, do it. That's all I can say. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I will speak to you all very soon. And thank you to Gavin for tagging me in this one. I really quite enjoyed this one because it was a bit of a different one to do. And so I will speak to you very soon. Bye.